Hi, my friends. Did you know that today is the 33rd anniversary of Ernest Scared Stupid? I crap you not. I had no idea it was the 33rd anniversary until I started recording this video and started looking up some information about this movie. I didn't know that it came out in 1991, but I didn't know the exact date it came out. But lo and behold, serendipity, baby, October 11th, 1991. And today is October 11th, 2024. When I started doing YouTube videos a couple of years ago, I wanted to do Fridays because Fridays are easy for me since I work Mondays through Thursdays. That's when I wanted to put out videos. But this week, I really didn't know what I was going to review. I did know I wanted something Halloween-y, but I wasn't really sure exactly what movie. And I played around with the past couple of years of wanting to do Ernest Scared Stupid. Now, primarily, as far as movies go, I typically go horror or sci-fi when I do my reviews, but Ernest Scared Stupid, it's kind of a horror, even though it's more comedy, but it's definitely the right season to pull it out, so I'm pulling it out. And happy 33rd anniversary, Ernest Scared Stupid. Now, enough of me gabbing and yapping, and let's go down to that trollish scene. Know what I mean? Man, that was a scary long intro. I'm sorry about that, and if you stuck with me this long, God bless you. Ernest Scared Stupid is a 1991 movie and the fourth one of the Ernest canon of films starring Jim Varney as the lovable goofball who is always losing one blue-collar job after another named Ernest P. Worrell. Sounds like me in my teens and mid-20s. As with most Ernest movies, Ernest is working a blue-collar job, this time as a garbage man in Bryersville, Missouri. He is accompanied by his faithful pal, cute little doggo, Rimshot, who came over from Ernest Goes to Jail prior to this movie. For some reason, the parents of the main three kids in this movie are perfectly fine with their kids hanging out with the middle-aged Ernest. Ernest is innocent enough, I suppose, and if it were anyone else but lovable Ernest, it would be downright creepy. Ernest is a big, overgrown kid himself, and Ernest movies tend to work best when he's paired with children like in this film, or Ernest Goes to Camp, or Ernest Saves Christmas, as opposed to when he's mainly playing off of adults like in Ernest in the Army, Slam Dunk Ernest, and Ernest Goes to Africa. The exception to this rule would be Ernest Goes to Jail. He was pretty good with the adults in that one. The three kids, Candy, Elizabeth, and Joey, are terrorized by the mayor's bully sons, but soon enough, trolls would terrorize every kid in Bryersville. Ernest's ancestor, Barry Trantor, the evil Tro who terrorized Bryersville, Missouri, several generations earlier, and Ernest accidentally released him from his resting place under a creepy old tree when he helped the kids build a treehouse. The old tree happens to be on the property of a witchy woman named Old Lady Hackmore, played by Eartha Kitt, who informs Ernest that he is the seventh son of the seventh son, the great Redneck Hope. Only he can defeat Trantor, the Tro, and his Tro children. Trantor turns the town's children into wooden dolls, starting with Joey, some rando unnamed skater boy, see you later boy, a kid dressed as a Native American, sweet, now he can be a mini cigar store Indian, and Elizabeth. And Trantor also gets one of the mayor's bratty sons. I will admit I cheered for Trantor when he got that punk. However, whatever good feelings I had for Trantor went away once he turned cute little doggo Rimshot into wood in a scene that jerks my tears to this day, just like the ending of Old Yeller. Anyway, Trantor uses the wooden dolls of these kids to put into the tree where he was once buried underneath and where Ernest helped the kids build the tree house earlier. The wooden dolls turn these Brussels sprout-looking pods on the tree into Trantor's Tro children. Eventually, with the town and old lady Hackmore in the creepy woods, Ernest, Kenny, and the others battle the trolls with the one thing they learned can defeat them: milk. With all of Trantor's trollish brats defeated, it's time for the boss stage as Trantor battles Ernest, much like Bowser battled Mario. Mamma mia! Only in his current roided-up transformation, Milk can no longer defeat Trantor, but the heart of a child in a mother's care can. No, the town doesn't sacrifice the mayor's other bratty son to the troll. Maybe in the director's original version he did, but Ernest defeats Trantor simply by dancing with him and kissing him. A bit anticlimactic, but who cares, it's fun. The children in Rimshot are turned back to their normal living, breathing selves, and old lady Hackmore is even reunited with her kids from generations ago. It looks like they predate the Civil War with their clothes. How old is Hackmore anyway? This movie is marketed as a children's movie, but for a family comedy, it sure has some downright scary moments. I remember seeing this as a kid in the theater when it first came out, and when Trantor first came out of his burial site, some of the kids screamed and ran out of the theater. I didn't, though. I sat right there all brave and peed myself. Just kidding. The atmosphere is creepy and well done, and the troll costumes are downright gruesome, making Seamus McTierney from the Leprechaun franchise look like a Keebler elf. By the way, some of the troll masks in this movie are repurposed from the mask of the clowns from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Ernest mainstays like Bill Burge as Bobby from jail is back, but Brother Chuck is not, who was played by Gaylord Sartain. This time, Bobby is joined by Brother Tom, played by John Cadenhead. Tom pairs pretty well with Bobby and plays a similar character like Chuck, and their shtick as salesmen in this movie is some of the funnier stuff in the film. The versatile Jim Varney's many personas, including Auntie Nelda, are some of the funnier scenes in the movie as well. Varney was truly a talented actor, known hugely for Ernest, but was quite an accomplished theater Shakespeare actor as well. It would be his Ernest P. Worrell commercials in the 80s that would launch him into the public eye, and he truly left us too soon. Other mainstay Ernest co-stars, such as Daniel Butler, who played Chef Eddie in Ernest Goes to Camp, plays the sheriff in this movie, and Larry Black, who played Mr. Tipton in Ernest Goes to Camp, plays the mayor in this movie as well. The Troll kids are pretty goofy and garner some laughs with their antics, but Big Daddy Trantor's one nightmare-inducing son of a beast, played by Jonas Moscartola, and voiced by Ernie, not the Keebler elf, Fosselius. I guess I said those names right. This was the great big four, the best and first Ernest movies, and it would be the last under the Touchstone Pictures umbrella, and the second to last to make it to the big screen as Ernest movies following Ernest Rides Again would go direct to video. To me, this one is pure magic, and the final of the Ernest films that would truly capture Ernest P. Worrell at his best. It is a comedy and a family movie that I often watch this time of the year, but this one has just the right amount of creepiness to it to lean close to the horror side, especially for the youngsters. And being a horror fan myself, I definitely appreciate the opening that pays homage to many old-school horror flicks, from Nosferatu, The Screaming Skull, and The Little Shop of Horrors, among several others. Thanks so much for watching. I've been Preston E, and the E stands for Ernest. Enjoy Halloween. Know what I mean?